Hey guys, this video I'm going to be talking about everything that I bought to weld, as well as my experience welding for the first time at home. This was the welding helmet I bought on Amazon. I just wanted to get the cheapest one I could find. I bought the auto darkening because I've heard that it's a lot safer because you don't have to actually adjust your helmet while you're working. But it was really cheap. It was like 30 bucks on Amazon. Obviously you can get one that's a lot safer, but I just needed one that would get the job done. So you can see it's mostly just like cheap plastic, but as long as it has the auto darkening bit itself, I think it should be okay. I'll let you guys know how it feels once I actually wear it, but it has all of like the adjustability inside, and this thing is also kind of adjustable. This is the welder itself that I got. It was pretty cheap. It was like 85 bucks. And this one comes with a lot of things. So this thing is just the other end to clamp onto your metal. And then this clamp is the actual electrode holder itself. So this will hold the sticks. Here you can kind of see. You put the sticks inside of there when you're welding. This one is a converter from a regular outlet into a 220 volt outlet, but I'm not going to need this because I don't have any 220s in my house. And there's like a cheap brush and hammer chisel. Okay. See, it's pretty small. It's pretty lightweight too. So it should be pretty portable and easy to move around, especially since it's just in my tiny garage. But as long as it works, it doesn't seem too cheap quality for the price that I got it at. It had pretty good reviews too. You can see these cables go through here, and you can adjust the amps using this. It goes all the way up to 140 amps, but I highly doubt, or 120 amps, but I highly doubt I'm ever going to go that high. And then you can just see the fan on and off switch, and there's a pretty thick cable over here too. Then over here is the just chisel and glove set that I bought just because I heard that the welding gloves you obviously need. And then I got the one that included a chisel and wire brush, because obviously the one that came with the welder would not be good enough for this, for normal stick welding, and I thought having better quality tools would really help me get rid of slag or anything. And these gloves seem pretty heavy duty. I guess we'll find out how they feel when I actually weld with them, but people said that they take some time to break in, so hopefully they're not too uncomfortable the first couple times that I'm using them. But yeah, they're really thick, so hopefully I can still weld through these. And then the last thing I bought was this angle grinder. I didn't expect this to be so cheap, but it was around $35, and it comes with almost everything I'll need. So in here is spare handle, and then here are some extra blades for, I think these ones are for grinding, and then the cover, wheel guard. There's a wrench probably for assembling something in here. And this is the actual grinder itself. It's pretty heavy, but I think for two hands should be okay, just like that. Decently long cable. I might need an extension cord on this, but it's fine. And then just you unscrew this, put the blade between, and then you can just screw this back on. When I pull this button down, the axle itself stops. Let me try plugging this in and see if it spins. Oh, also in this box is just a sanding wheel, and then just two normal blades for cutting. All right, I just plugged this in. Let's see if it works. Ooh. It spins really quickly. The last thing I bought was a foldable welding table to fit in my garage. So this one was around $100, and it came in just a bunch of pieces. So me and my brother put this together in this time lapse that you're looking at right now, and it took us around like 2 to 3 hours just because the instructions were unclear, and a couple of the pieces we needed to drill through, and it was kind of a pain, but eventually we got it figured out, and the table itself looked pretty nice. So here's the finished result, and it comes with a slag tray and handles. But the main features is that it's folding, so it would fit in my garage or anywhere I wanted to put it. I spent about a day cleaning out the garage and making it ready to weld. I set up all of the welding equipment in the garage, and the welder was connected through an extension cord into a 20 amp breaker inside of my house. So to practice welding for the first time, I needed a piece of metal, and I decided just to use a slag tray that came with the welding table just because it was big and it was made out of steel. So this was my first try actually welding. My first couple tries were pretty bad, and I ended up getting the welding rod stuck to the table, and then here I am trying to get the rod to reignite. After those first couple of attempts, I tried to get more consistent with the rod itself, and these next couple of tries are after about an hour of practicing. So as you can see, after a bit of practice, I was able to much more consistently maintain the weld, but I'm still not certain if those welds themselves would be very strong or capable of physically holding metal together. So I wanted to actually try welding two pieces of metal together rather than just onto a single piece, just to test how they would stick together or how strong the bond would be. In this clip, I used the chisel and wire brush to clean off all the slags just so I could see what the actual welds looked like. So this is what the welds looked like for day one. Most of them look pretty terrible, but a couple of them don't look as bad. They're not arranged in any specific order, but you can see some of them kind of have thicker metal. On the second day, I wanted to practice the angle grinder and try to sand grind all of that because I had two of these old rusty plates that I wanted to try welding together. This is the area that I grinded down, and it ended up working really well. I grinded the rust off the plates, and then I used 6013 rods of 1/16 inch diameter to weld them together. So this was the weld itself. It's really uneven, and I ended up blowing a hole through part of it, but for the first try of welding two things together, it actually was really strong, and it took me like almost 2 minutes to break the plates apart, as you can see in this fast forward clip. The break ended up being really jagged, which shows that the weld was actually really strong and it didn't break directly across the seam. This experience welding has actually taught me a lot, and I think I'll use all of these skills later in the build. Everything that I purchased seemed to work really well. Thank you guys for watching, and if you guys have any tips for grinding or welding, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll be sure to leave all of the things that I purchased in the description.